Hi foodies, this is Jenny here from Jenny's Walk. Look what I got here. I got me some gold, some green gold. I'm going to be making that lovely signature dish from that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm going to be making Calloo. So here I have some dashing bush bhaji or cocoa leaf as we know it. But the dashing bush bhaji that is really used to make that is the rolled up leaf one. Unfortunately, I'm not as lucky as my foodies in the islands who have access to this beautiful soft, tender, dashing bush leaf. So I'm going to be improvising and using my open up leaf to make this lovely signature dish. So let's take a look over here and see what we need to make this lovely dish. Here I have some okra. I'm going to be using that. I have a chili, but I'm going to be using habanero peppers too. I have that ricao or bandania from that beautiful island. We have onions here, and I have a red onion already get all chopped up. I have some mini sweet peppers I want to put for additional flavor. My garlic, a little squeeze of fresh lemon juice, carrots, pumpkin. I have my coconut milk. And I have my habanero peppers, and my foodies who know Jenny La have a sofrito. We have that cube that is filled with all of that spices, herbs in there, and of course the golden ray cooking margarine and our lovely coconut milk. If you have fresh coconut milk, we're going to use that. I'm going to use the one in the can. So let's get started. Signature dish of Calloo from that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. Calloo complements a lovely cuckoo. Come on in to Jenny's Walk and let's see how to put this divine Calloo together. Come on in, let's get cooking. Okay foodies, so let's take a look and see all our ingredients that we have all prepared and ready to make that signature dish from that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be making today Calloo, vegetarian Calloo. So take a look over here now. So in my big bowl, I already have that leaf cut up really nicely, and the stem. Give it a good peel, dice it really nicely there. I did not get the roll up leaf, so I'm using the regular big ones. This here is like pimento peppers. Ají dulce is right over here, chopped really nicely. I have like 8 of them, chopped really nicely, lots of flavors, no heat. In here I have my okra, I have my pumpkin, I have some carrots going on here, and I have some red mini sweet peppers for additional flavor. And I'm going to take this one out. So here I have that red pepper that we're not going to pop. That is going to be used in the cooking of the Calloo. In here I have my red onions and white onions. I love a lot of onions, so I'll be using 1 of each whole onions. Here's the ají dulce. In here I have my garlic. I have like 8 cloves of garlic. I love lots of garlic in there. In here now I have macho cilantro. For my foodies here in the US, you know the cilantro. There's a macho cilantro, which is a Mexican one. There's a lot of that going on in there. I have that shadow Benny right here turning dark already, or bandania, all chipped up nicely. I have cilantro and celery stalk. Oh boy, I'm forgetting already. And some flat leaf parsley, all chopped really nicely here for my herbs. In goes our Nathan flavor, our golden ray cooking margarine that brings back that real Caribbean flavor into our Calloo. And I have my coconut milk. I have 2 packets that I'm going to be using. I don't have any liquid ones. So my foodies in the islands who do have access to that nice dry coconut, you can squeeze out your own milk to put into it. And I'm going to be using a little bit of meat base or vegetable base. I'm going to go with vegetable base, seeing that it's a total vegetable dish I'm be making here. And our salt to taste. Now, if you do not want it vegetable and you want to go with like pigtail or any pickled meat, turkey tail, smoked bones, crabs. Crab is really the authentic recipe for this, crab and Calloo. But today we'll be making at Jenny's Walk here a nice vegetarian Calloo here for you. So all well is done. I'm going to be using my pressure cooker, hence the reason, foodies. I know some of you may get angry. We don't need it. Believe me, this spinach that I got, this bhaji, dashing bush bhaji, is very tough. I'm not as lucky as my foodies in the island to just run out in the backyard and get that nice soft tender ones. So let's get started. Okay foodies, so in my pot I already have 1 tablespoonful of grapeseed oil. I'm going to saute. You could boil this up, put everything in a pot and just boil it up. It's fine if that's the way you like it. But here at Jenny's Walk, I do things my way. I cook a little different. So I just want to infuse this in there and all my garlic. I just want to get that lovely garlicky flavor into my callaloo. So I'm going to give this a nice gentle sweat in here for like 2 minutes. Okay, foodies, so that looks really marvelous in there. Now I just want to add my ají dulce and my peppers here. If you will have the pimento peppers, this is about the time. That is what I'm adding in there. I'm going to give it 1 little minute to infuse and let it flavors out. In goes that one sofrito. Okay, foodies, the kitchen smells divine, irresistible. So now I'm going to get all of my, everything in this basin goes in now. So let me fit all of this in here. It will be big and high, but the leaves will wither down. So let me finish up. Okay, foodies, so you see it withered down really nicely. This is what I'm telling you about. This thing is hard and really do need a pressure cooker, but we're going to get the best out of it. Don't worry about it. So this looks nice. Give everybody a good mix so you know everybody got some heat in there. Smells really nice. All those flavors in there. Oh, everybody's going to let their flavors out. So at this point, my dear foodies, let us go in and add all these herbs. I love herbs. It's going to flavor it up really nicely because it's a vegetarian. This looks good. And I'm going to mix it up. To this, I'm going to add some water, generous amount of water, which is 2 cups of water for my bundle of bush. And I'm going to put the lid on and let this go on pressure cook for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And then we're going to take it out and we will continue. So, wow, there you go. That looks nicely. Get all the leaf out. You're going to put the lid on. There you go. Be back in 20. Okay, foodies, so it have been 20 minutes and I took the steam out of the pot so we could open it safely. So this is what our bush look like. Now you do not put coconut milk when you want to pressure it because the coconut milk will be very bubbly to flow over, as you all know milk does, and it will just make a big mess on your pot. So what you do, you go ahead with the water and try to get this texture first before moving on with your coconut milk. So we use our coconut milk in an open pot. Now this looks marvelous. So in here now I have my veggie base and 1 teaspoonful of Himalayan pink salt. We're going to be adding salts as we go along. So this looks marvelous. We pressure those leaves. Alrighty, so now I have here 2 cups of coconut milk. This is now where our callaloo is going to take form now. So on very low heat, we're going to put our callaloo up. The bush is all done. Soften up really nicely. And now I just want the coconut milk now to infuse into this bush. And what we're going to do, we're going to be swizzling, or if you have that hand blender, that's good. Go with a 1/2 cup of water. There you go. That looks better because I want a little boiling to take place. So we have that 1/2 cup of water to play around with. Lovely. The pumpkin, everything seems to be melt away nicely. Oh, this have a marvelous taste there. So 2 things, my dear foodies. You could either use a swizzle stick to give it a good swizzle, or you could use a hand blender, which I have both. So I'm going to show to you this apparatus here. This is what you call a dalgutni. So this is where you give it that swizzle, and that all the leaf and everything now is going to get a real crush. See? It's a lot of physical work here now. And that is what we're going to do. And we're going to let this boil on low heat. I still have to add the golden ray. So let this come up to a nice little boil and let me swizzle away. Okay, foodies, so I like to do this in my sink. So first I'm going to fish that hot pepper out, just like so, put it on the side. And if you have one of this is a little hand blender that you could use. You could go ahead. So first I want to add a teaspoonful of that lemon juice or lime juice, because you know this leaf was pretty hard, as you all can see in the beginning. And give this a good mix just like so. And to this, we do not want to forget to use our golden ray cooking margarine. So let me get a nice, There you go. Nice big piece. Just put the knife in there and that heat and everything will just melt away perfectly. So in goes that. You could give it a good mix. Everything is just going to incorporate nicely. Now you take your blender in and you have a low speed and a high speed. So let's go on high. If you don't want to use this, you could use that dal gutni as I showed to you earlier. So I like mine a little chunky, so I do not process all of them. Just give it a half away. So let's take a look now. I do not want to, oh, this is perfect. I do not want to puree everything. So I like a little chunkiness too in mine, as you can see. This is marvelous. So I like to do this in the sink so it gives me more room to work. There you go. And this is our Trinidad signature recipe callaloo. But this is a vegetarian callaloo. If you want to make yours with meat, that's all well and good. You add your smoke bone, your crab, whatever. So let me just try this callaloo a little bit. Divine. It doesn't need anything else. So I'm just going to drop the pepper in, leave it there, and I'm going to put it back on the pot just for like 5-10 minutes. Let all that golden ray just infuse into the callaloo. Okay, foodies, our lovely callaloo. Let's take a look and see this divine meal. This is our traditional food from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. It's a signature dish. It was always on a Sunday or any day of the week, but particularly on a Sunday and a big Sunday lunch, we're going to be having callaloo. So let's take a look over here. Lovely callaloo there. And this is another recipe I have on my page. This is, most of the time, it is served with this. What do you call this again? Tell me, my dear foodies. Yes, this is cuckoo, cornmeal cuckoo, with some lovely okra and all those divine stuff in there. And I made some lovely jollof rice that you could enjoy with it. Or usually in the island you will have some fried rice or some white rice, yellow rice, some flavored rice you would do with some nice chicken. So here I have my lovely rice and my cuckoo, and I did have some stewed chicken. Let me get that stewed chicken to make this beautiful meal together for you. And this is our lovely stewed chicken that I made. Let me get a nice piece of stewed chicken. This is the heartful that I made with some nice tomato sauce. This recipe is on my page. You could take a look at that. This is a divine meal here on a Sunday that you will enjoy in that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. So my dear foodies, I can't wait to dig in. Let me have a Jenny's moment now. So this is our jollof rice with a piece of that corn cuckoo and our callaloo. Let me just dig into this. Let's see. Marvelous. Wow. So much flavors going on into that lovely callaloo. Nice coconutty flavor. All those herbs I'm getting in there. It is not spicy because I didn't pop the pepper. Lovely callaloo here from Jenny's Walk to enjoy on a Sunday delight or any day of the week. I'm having a Jenny's moment. Beautiful. Divine. So my dear foodies, I can't wait to finish the plate. Lovely dish here from Jenny's Walk. I do hope you enjoy this meal as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. Lovely, divine callaloo. We improvise because here I cannot get that soft leaf as I mentioned to you. So no negative comment. Understand why Jenny used that big heavy leaf and why I pressure cook it. So to get that lovely soft texture there to make that divine signature dish from that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. It is callaloo, not the Jamaican callaloo. This is a signature dish from Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, I repeated myself. Divine. So thank you for joining me. From my kitchen to your kitchen. Happy cooking. Think it's gonna be a long, long time. Welcome to Jenny's Walk.